AFTV, what went wrong today?
Where'd you start? Look, I think that if I look at it objectively, the first half, I thought that we were clever in what we tried to do. We know what Brighton are going to come and do. Their build-up play is absolutely superb, some of the best in the league. If they manage to turn your midfield, they get in behind and they create chances. And I thought that essentially we set up with some really good pressing traps. We set up with a really good cover shadow. Xhaka and Odegaard had a really interesting role in terms of how they were trying to stop them build, and we were able to do that. Yes, on the outside it looks really passive. Why aren't you going to go and press them down? Why aren't you going to go and do that? Essentially they were trying to force the ball out to Colville and dictate play down the left-hand side and then look to press, and they did that. Like you said, they did that a few times. They were able to step in. If Brighton had to go long, you fancy your centre halves against the centre forward, you nick it, and then you look to play. When you come out in the second half and you concede such a sloppy goal from a set piece, you kind of kill yourself, because then you switch things up. Yes, you bring Trossard in, you take Xhaka off. The role that Xhaka played in the first half, he did it very well. Yes, it's frustrating that we haven't capitalised on it. On the ball, I thought, the organisation that we've seen on the ball all season, we just didn't have today, and I spoke to Cecil earlier in the week, and I was saying that, we need other ways of being able to play, and not having Zinchenko today and Tierney playing a slightly more traditional and conventional role a bit wider meant that our build-up play today was absolutely non-existent.
It was so slow, wasn't it?
It was all over the place, because it's not what they're used to. They play in such a different way now. We would normally build up with a 3-2 and then the 5 across at the top line, which kind of helps you get in. Today, Odegaard was having to drop in deep, Xhaka was having to drop in deep. It was all a little bit disjointed. And I think Brighton thrived on that, and they capitalised on those moments, and we were not able to do so. So tactically, it was a very interesting battle, and I think when you think about what we have to do moving forward, one of those is to find alternative ways to play. We have to be able to play in a more conventional way.
So you think we're too predictable?
Yeah, I think we are. Look, I think what we do is fantastic. I think we do it, and we do it very, very, very well. And I think when we do it to the top of our ability, I don't think there are many teams that can live with us. When we can't do that, you then ask yourself the questions and we didn't look threatening today with the ball at all. And I think everyone said, if we were playing if we played another 90 minutes, we probably still would have maybe just had another shot on target if we were lucky. So that's frustrating. The team that we saw today was just unrecognisable from the team of last week and most of this season. And I think that's what's most disappointing. And I think when they wake up tomorrow, I think they'll be disappointed in terms of what happened.
And that's it now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's done. Yeah, it's done. I think, look...
Which is such a disappointing thing, because, at least take it to the end of the season, man, but to go out like this...
Yeah, look, I mean, City are on a massive run, and I think they're going to win, 13, 14, 15 games on the trot, and when you're up against that, that tells you what you're up against. But we were there, and, and it's minor... It's minor errors. You're talking about minor adjustments and these little things that actually, when you are challenging for titles, you can't concede any ground. There's no room for minor errors. And we've been making them. We've been making them for a while now. And that's the challenge. The challenge is, what we do very, very, very well. When we're able to build up, when we're able to get the 5 lines, and we're able to get players up high, and we're able to create chances, we do that, and we do it very well. Today we did none of that, we look like the side of last season. And the goal from the set piece. You look at how we've defended set pieces over the last couple of years. It's generally been very good. It started to creep back a bit this season.
It's been good this season on the whole until recently.
Yeah, it has, and I haven't seen it back. But what they're saying is that I think Kivior had his foot trod on. Yeah. And if you think back to the Leicester game, we were at the Leicester game when Ben White was fiddling with the goalkeeper's gloves, and Trossard then scored from the next phase of play, and they've brought it back. So you're asking yourself questions like that, but fundamentally you still need to defend the corners better. You still need to be stronger. If you're going to defend zonally, you need to defend your zone, and you defend your zone and you deal with it. And if you're not able to do that, then you're going to keep conceding goals from set pieces. And that's frustrating. Like the amount of hype that we've given ourselves this season, that's all been warranted. That's all been deserved. And they've gone out there and they've played and they've earned it. They've gone away from home, really tough games, really difficult games. What they did last week was absolutely superb, and what we saw today was completely the polar opposite of what we saw last week.
Shop for AFTV merch at shop.aftv.co.uk. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Snapchat and Twitch. We've got content for every platform, so check it out.